Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dandi Anugrah. I am here to explain to general procedure for counseling service and let's discussion it. As a professional service, counseling cannot be done carelessly but must be done in orderly manner based on current procedure, which generally consists of 6 stages: A. Identification of case, B. Identification of problem, C. Diagnosis, D. Prognosis, A. Treatment, F. Evaluation and follow-up. Identification of case. Identification of case is the first step to finding students who are suspected of needing guidance and counseling service. Provide several approaches that can be done to detect students who are suspected needing guidance and counseling service. Namely, call them approach. Conduct interview by calling all students in turn so that this way students will be found really need counseling service. Maintaining good relationship, creating a good relationship full of intimacy so there is no gap between guidance teacher and student. This can do through a variety of ways that are not only limited to relationship of teaching and learning activities. For example, through extracurricular activities, recreation, and other information situations. Developing a desire for counseling creates atmosphere that rise toward awareness of students about the problem they face. For example, by discussing with students concerned about the result of the test, such in intelligence tests, attitude tests, and other measurement results to be analyzed together and pursued various follow-up. Conduct an analysis of student learning outcome in the way can be know the level and type of difficulties or learning failures faced by student. Perform sociometric analysis. In this way, I can be found that students are suspected of having social adjustment difficulty. B. Identification of problem. This step is a step to understand the type, characteristic of difficulties or problem faced by students. In the context of the teaching and learning process, student problem can relate to aspect 1. Substantial, material, 2. Structural, functional, and behavioral, and or personality. C. Diagnosis. Diagnosis is attempt to find the causative factor of underlying the problem of student. In the context of the teaching and learning process, the factor that cause student failure to learn can be seen into the two factors that might lead to difficulties or learning failure of student, namely 1. Internal factor that are secretive from within the learning themselves, such as physical condition and health, intelligence, talent, personality, emotion, attitude, and other psychological condition. And 2. External factors, such as the environment, the school environment, including the factor of the teacher and the social environment and the like. D. Prognosis. This step in don't estimate whether when problems experienced by students are still possible to uncover and determine various alternative solutions. This is done integrating and interpreting the result of the second, third step. The process of making decision at this stage should be first be held a case conference by involving the parties related to the problem faced by students to asking to work together to help deal with cases past. A. Treatment. This step is attempt to carry or repair or healing a problem faced by client. Based on the discussion, take in the prognosis step, in the type and nature and sort of the problem are still related to learning system and still to the ability of the supervising teacher and counselor, then the provision of guidance assistant can be done by teacher or guidance teacher itself direct infection. Through various available service approaches with a directive, non-directive, and elective, which combine to approach. However, if the problem concerns affairs to personality that are more vibrant and broadened, then the duty of the teacher of counselor is limited to making recommendation to more competent expert. V. Evaluation and follow-up. Whichever way is taken, evaluation as problem-solving effort should be done to be show the influence of the assistant treatment that has been given at solving problem faced by student. Regarding the evaluation of guidance and counseling, the Ministry of National Education has provided criteria for the success counseling and guidance service. The development of new understanding gained by students related to the problem discussion, positive feeling as a result of the process and material developed through surveys, and plan activities to be carried out by students after the implementation of surveys in other realize further after to elevate the problem they experiences. Meanwhile, there are numerous criteria for the success and effectiveness of the service that have been provided, which are divided into criteria which are immediate success criteria and long-term criteria. Success criteria occur immediately, including if 1. Student client have been aware to be aware of the problem faced. 2. Student have understood insight problem faced. Student have begun to show willingness to achieve related to themselves and their problem objectively. 4. Student have decreased emotional tension. 5. Students have decreased opinion of their environment. 6. Students have demonstrated their openness and willing to understand and accept the reality of their environment objectively. 7. The begin so there are ability to consider, make choice, and make discussion is healthy, rational manner. And that's it to explain general procedure for counseling service, and thank you. I'm sorry if my English still bad.